also, I think the record industry has abdicated its responsibilities in terms of, technology. For years, technology was in favor of record growth. You had FM radio, big deal. It was very important back then to have the stereo thing. Then you had MTV. It was a big deal. I mean, it really did, the whole visual impact of the thing. And then you had the CD, so people got rid of the big old records and tapes and started to have CDs. So everything was in the growth. Now, all of a sudden, you have the internet, right? And all the old farts at the record companies don't know what to do with the internet, because people your age know little more what to do with the internet. 6-year-olds know what to do with the internet, but those guys don't know what to do with it. How is it that you had iPod developed by someone outside the record business? Shouldn't that have been Sony, don't you think? Who came up with a solution to that. So Sony is an also-ran. They came out with something recently, some nano microphone, camera. I mean, did you ever hear of it again? It came out 3 days later, it was gone. And you've had Apple take away the record industry's thunder. And I think the reason is that you have a bunch of old farts. Now, you can be an old fart, and you can still have a young viewpoint, who are afraid of the internet. They are inconsistent. The internet is great, it's great. Oh, we wish it would go away. Ask record people today the truth. If you could push a button, the internet would go away. Would you push that button? I think the answer is yeah, you'd push that button. Also, to go sue consumers, you're going to go get a bunch of college kids and you're going to go sue them? I mean, this is crazy. That's what they were doing. You sue 500 college kids. That's really wonderful. I mean, you're going to stop the whole thing because you sued 500 college kids who are your future consumers, right? Who'll go out and tell their friends, oh, fuck them, It's crazy. The internet thing is like schizophrenic to the record companies. I don't think they know what to do with it. There is a solution, or maybe more than one. I don't know it because I haven't really studied it, but it's got to be there. It seems a company like Sony should really have the handle on what you do with the internet that is consumer friendly, that is age friendly, and also you can make money on it. Steve Jobs came up with the best idea, to date. A stranger to the business. Right. What you're now having is Russ Solomon closing down Tower Records. So you have nothing. The one time the rack job is in a place like Walmart's were very important. They were at the checkout counters, whatever. Brick and mortar seems to be going away. I mean, everything can be done online. I used to like brick and mortar. You could go in. I like the old albums. You could feel them, touch them. You can't do that today. Not that I'm suggesting. Actually, there is a business in old vinyl. People like it. It was fun to shop for records, at one time. And the clerks were in record stores were very knowledgeable, and they actually knew what you were talking about, and they were into the artist. When you do this online, you don't get that same kind of thing. But on the other hand, you have a whole generation of people your age who are into online. Someone should have harnessed that to better serve the interests of the record business. I don't have the answer to it. The majors aren't. I'm sorry to tell you. There don't seem to be any major labels around anymore. The only major label that you can think of is really Universal, which is not one label, but a whole bunch of labels. They seem to be doing okay. Their margins are not okay. I mean, there are bazillions of dollars worth of sales, and I don't know what to do, $100 million in profit. I mean, something like that, but it's not a lot. You had an article recently that EMI and Warner Brothers are racing each other for the bottom, okay? Now you have EMI is bought by some English guys, and the guy who is head of an English money fund is now going to run EMI? Ooh, crazy. They do have a big asset there, as you know. The publishing company is a big asset. And then you have Warner Brothers run by the older son of a very wealthy alcohol family, right? And the Bronfman kid. And I saw him on television the other day, and he was holding up some new kind of camera or something or other. He said, this is the future. Well, this is not the future. Hit record is the future. And the Warner Brothers thing, the guy who bought it and took it public, the guy from Texas, what's his name? I think it's Texas. Tommy Lee, the money guy. He did fine, but I don't think the shareholders are doing so fine. So you don't have EMI, you don't have Warner Brothers. You have Sony and BMG, the Japanese and the Germans. Sounds like 1939. We're at the brink of World War II. I don't know what they're doing. I just have no idea, and I don't care. And you have Universal, and that's sort of it. Universal's got a whole bunch of subsidiaries. You don't have major labels around today. I wouldn't work for a major label. We used to have fun. We really did have fun. We enjoyed it. We were fans in a way, like, oh, gee, I can't do that. You know, it's kind of writing that song. I don't think you see that today. I think someone told me at Sony to have champagne parties every Friday to commemorate the departure of Tommy Mottola and Michelle Anthony and Donnie Ienner. People said they cursed the company. Who did I miss? Did I miss a company in here somewhere?
No, I think that's it.
So I don't know why you would want to work at a major company. Now, we used to have years ago. I don't want to sound like I'm reminiscing too much about the past. Had a bunch of small labels, Cap Records, and this one and that one, and British Decca, tons of labels. I mean, of significance, and a lot of artists came up through that. Even guys like Morris Levy, Roulette. You know, you had people coming up through that. You know, I don't think you have that today. There is a solution. I'm not sure what it is.